Welcome to the John Williams Show. Again, and I told you guys I was going to bring my book. And I wanted to display that book and show you guys from the last episode. Well, my shirt. Yeah, that's the old CP3. Can you see it? Yeah, that's that throwback. That's that Orleans, baby. Orleans in the house. So now, we want to deal with today, we want to talk about some of the things that we didn't really finish up on our last discussion. I think we were talking about the housing prices and what we should be looking forward to in the next few years. But apart from that, let's get food for thought for today, right? So what is food for the thought? Now, we was dealing with last time divorce. Now we want to deal with friendship before marriage, or just basically friendship, and maybe later on down the line, a contractual agreement, maybe. Now, and this is just spur of the moment stuff. We're just really talking food for thought. So, if you have a friend, and I don't, so so don't think that it reflects on me. I don't have a friend. And you guys, both of y'all are serious. Stay in your apartment or your home, my advice, and let them stay in theirs. And y'all, every now and then, you can try each other out, in your own places. Maybe you stay in his place for a day and he stay in yours, and see how that goes. Let her sleep in your bed and you sleep in her bed. Let her wake you up for work if that's the case, and you wake her up from her apartment or home from work, right? That's just food for thought. Try that. See how that works. See if you like it. I've never done it. Just thought of that now. But anyway, that's food for thought. So, as we really get back into some of the things that we're going to be dealing with here shortly in America, I told you I would bring some names up. And so, if you look up Dr. Clyde Anderson, Powernomics, anything, any of his books, I have some of his books in my closet. Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, I think it's Ben, Dr. Joseph Ben Yohaspi, something like that. Just Dr. Ben, basically. Sagana Diop, Dr. Sagana Diop, Shango Diop, Barshango Isalamu, James Smalls, even Umar Johnson. Who else? I'm just trying to think of names of people that you should go look and check out some of what they do. Akaba, I think that's his name. No, don't be upset with me if I butcher your name. I'm yeah, I like all y'all. I watch all y'all all the time. Hidden Colors. Rashif, I think that's his name. Even the Breakfast Club. I look at the Breakfast Club like that. I like everything out there. Channel 49. Even go look up the Democracy Now! News. Everything on Channel 49 TV. Watch. There's a lot of news out there. And a lot of the women scholars and professors out there should go look up a lot of them. Some of those who have crossed over already, their teachings is out there. You know, on the ISIS papers. Um, so Francine, the late great Francine Cresswell, and many others y'all should look up, especially for women, because the crisis that we're going to be in is going to be something that we're gonna have to lean on one another. You know, and I'm not trying to preach it that you got to let everybody into your space, but I am saying this, that there's going to be people that that we're gonna have to try to look out for, besides your own family. That's gonna be first and foremost. But that's gonna be a lesson we gotta learn. We haven't learned the first and foremost lesson. And with this housing crisis, with this 8 million to 12, and I think they're undermining the number really, because I think it was like 36 million during the COVID. But they're saying like 8 million, just like so many millions of that has filed. Of course, it's going to be, courts are going to be flooded with these filing of eviction notices and stuff like that. And another thing that we're going to have to really look at is that the things that you have, you're going to have to get rid of that stuff. So get ready to start crying for. We're going to be seeing people with all of their stuff. So women with your children and stuff like that. If your cars, you just get your clothes, wash all of your good stuff, keep it clean, keep your stuff sanitized, what you're gonna need, because you're gonna probably be packed up in those cars. It's gonna be where, and if it's gonna be cold, make sure you have all the covers you need. Get some camping equipment. And I'm telling you, when I was homeless, I didn't have that. I didn't have no camping equipment. I didn't know. I finally started learning how to put a tent together. Just trying to be in the woods, man, somewhere. But those who are dealing with the chapter that I talk about all the time in this particular book, this is one particular model of the book. This is just one model of the book. I have several models of the book. It talks about felony convictions right there where that building is, right there, felony convictions right there. And those who are going to be dealing with that right there and dealing with the homeless crisis, it's actually because there's going to be no laws to protect people. That's going to be dealing with the book that I'm talking about, no laws to protect those people. And so then they've lost their, really lost the First Amendment right. And that's really to assemble. But the way that law is written, you really lose your second, your fourth, your, I don't want to misquote them, I think 8th, 14th, I know you're going to lose that because you come back and play again if you get into some type of if you get into some type of felony or some type of confinement under the 3 C's. You get under the 3 C's, the 14th Amendment, 13th Amendment is gone. Excuse me. 13th Amendment. You get under the 3 C's. Any type of correctional control, correctional confinement, or some type of correction, any dang type. Whether it be from the smallest misdemeanor to a serious misdemeanor, to a low felony, to a serious felony. See, everything's classified. For those people, it's gonna be you just lost every right under the sun to be a human being, and then it goes on to talk about again. If you read down there, am I the new Casper? So you become Casper in society. So the housing crisis is going to be something that we're going to really have to really look at and really figure out really fast. And going to another society that already gave that to you, in a sense, it's going to be what's going on right now at the White House. Democracy Now! Is really covering that real good. new housing crisis that's going to really start erupting. Under the Fair Housing Act, those who are felonized, um, there is everything for discrimination. We got everything for discrimination. I really don't want to give this away because somebody might act like they thought of it, but I did. I put it out here on Channel 49 TV. So there's every discrimination, but the only discrimination there is not that they don't have in a book is criminal discrimination. Because with criminal discrimination, if you can't discriminate me because of background, then that opens up a lot of opportunity for those who otherwise would be considered second chance. If you get away, if if there's a law for criminal discrimination, can't discrimination against me because of past background, and that's what people getting away with, the housing authority, and that's what this is really getting. It's been getting away with it. Everybody that it was credit, that stops you. And it still does. They'll go back to trying to do that. Well, your credit is bad. We can't trust you with this, that, and the other. And then that makes your cash you have to come up with extra cash in order to be trusted because of credit. When the cash should trump the credit, but it doesn't because you don't have any gold. All right, so you got paper, cash, and then a trust. Cash was nothing but a trust. So and trust was written on a piece of paper, and it's an IOU for some type of thing. Cash is really an IOU. I still owe you something because this is just paper that we cutting, and it's fabrics of clothes and real fine clothes fabrics. If you go look up what cash is, how they make it. Fort Worth, Tarrant County, got the biggest distributor of cash and that makes money, and Washington D.C. I think Fort Worth's the second largest. Washington D.C. I think that's the first one that makes the money, and then Fort Worth. So you want to know where the money comes from? It comes from right here in Fort Worth, Tarrant County. They number two boys out there. They make all the money, and then they shred a whole lot that don't turn out right. But anyway, it's in Fort Worth. So that's a trust. And that's going to be, and so what these landlords saying, well, they IOU, and nobody's able to pay, and then so the funds is supposed to be out there, and so many people weren't able to get it, and because of this, that, and the other, and the stimulus check was supposed to be what really backdoored it. Stimulus 1 and Stimulus 2, some people got Stimulus 1 and 2. A lot of other people, I spoke to people that didn't get Stimulus 1. They got no trust in this place, in this country, and some of them is mixed, Spanish and white, and some of them white. They just ain't got no trust in it no more. Some of them was just very upset that they didn't get their funds. Their parents took it, or somebody else got it, or something happened and they had to pay it and they didn't get that. So they're not gonna get this other stuff either, because I was looking at some of the things that other states is doing because of the stimulus, and people who they're giving it to. The state of California is giving certain people this incentive of these stimulus check funds, 30,000 to 70,000, and those people will be able to get it. So the ideal of all these billions of dollars that's going to be going to everybody is not going to be it's not so. A wide range of people are not going to get it. I even believe those that are in that mark to be able to get it, I believe they're going to be overlooked. There's going to be a lot of things that's happening to be able to stop a lot of stuff, or to slow it down at least. And so from what I'm understanding, it was in March when they, let's see, January, February, March, when they announced doing it, and so early April, it was early March, late March, early April, it had already been announced. It's passing out checks throughout all states in America, all 51. And Texas is in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Tarrant County. Fort Worth, Tarrant County, and Denton County is going to be doing a thing with the teachers union. They're going to be doing things with local stuff to give certain people the funds when the state of Texas get those funds. I think they already have it. So I saw that. And so that's really going to be a minimum of people who really going to receive that. I'm hoping I'm wrong on that. I really do hope I'm wrong on that. But if not, that's going to be the case. And so those people who are pretty much going to be the ones who are supposed to get it, they're going to be the ones. Some of them they're gonna enjoy that benefit of having it. Some of them won't, but it's gonna go directly to some more living expense or something to eat or something like that. Please do not go buy no whole bunch of clothes and stuff like that, because you're gonna be probably in your car or in a hotel somewhere. You're gonna be looking for vouchers and stuff like that. Jobs is gonna be that's not gonna even be something just about not even look for with the way the new Delta 8 form COVID is and everything, how that's going to be, and the way that's going to be going. Um, you're probably going to be scared to get out. And then jobs are going to be this way too. So the new Delta 8 variant, so they're saying right now 200 million people have the COVID. And those people, and they're talking about worldwide, those people, uh, they're trying to really encourage to take the test. And there's other countries that's trying to slow the third boost shot down. So get people at least 10% of everybody to at least have two shots in the world. Other countries debate in other countries. America is one of the main ones. And so they got other countries asking. So, and in on it to really encourage people too. So it's finna be a war finna take place. This drama is finna build up and spilled, and people gonna be, and then they got all these um, restaurants and all these other corporations and businesses and mom and pop shops really in on it and really saying, um, mask up or you can't come. It was no shirt, no shoes. You couldn't, no shoes. You couldn't come in. No shirt. You couldn't come in. No, you probably can have no shirt and shoes now as long as you got a mask on. You know, yeah. Um, that and that's finna be real. That's finna get into some different type of drama. You know, people are gonna get fed up with it, told what, when, where, and how. Then it's gonna go off into being able to travel, and that's where this book comes in at again, because this right here is dealing with those that's under that chapter, and they got to and the travel issues. Um, and then it's going to be dealing with if you want to travel, you got to prove that you have the vaccine or prove that you've registered, and so that registration is going to be mapped out. You're going to have areas where it's mapped out where it's registration. This book deals with that registration, a particular type, but it's going to be dealing with, but it really is going to be, it really talks about how you're going to have the shot anyway to go anywhere anyway. These people already dealt with that. They already know, these people in this particular chapter know um, what it actually really means anyway for registration in any form, in all forms. So they're already going to be ahead of the game and ready for that. It's just going to be a new form of registration now. Some more tacked on crap that they've already understood and dealt with. It's just the mainstream now is finna see what it and taste and understand what that really is finna be like. When you're harped upon and there's different laws to either keep you quarantined, keep you in the three C's. You're going to be quarantined, or you're going to be confined, or you're going to be controlled. And if you're not registered uh, as a vaccinated human, then you're going to lose your humane rights. Under Chapter 62, that's what happens to those under Chapter 62. You lose your humane rights, and because if you're not registered with any agency, then uh, then you haven't complied with the SORNA law, and that's going to be a law for registration for those who haven't complied with the COVID-19 law, registration law, which is going to be twin to the SORNA, which is talked about in this particular book. This particular book talks about what it is to have to go through any type of registration. And the type of registration deals with in this particular book is the type of registration that society is going to have to go through. It deals with the travel issue. It deals with the issue on finding job, work. It deals with registration. It deals with the General Assembly. It deals with the SORNA. It deals with agencies. It deals with it deals with the Adam Walsh Act. It talks about the white papers, and it talks about state rules, and then it gives a little bit of history on the Berlin Declaration, Article 17, subsection 1 and 2, the Ironclad Oath. Though these are old laws that have been brought back up. A lot of these laws have been brought back up, and under these laws is if you didn't, and if you don't register in any form now, because society is okay with registration under Chapter 62. They're not going to be okay with registration under the COVID-19 chapter. Whatever House bill they call it, or whatever chapter they call it, or whatever they use it as, or whatever the code is going to be up under this registration. So it's going to be all type of registrations, and these registrations is going to be built on the old Western frontier, old America, the rebirth, the rebuilding, the reconstructing of America. And I got a play called Reconstruction in 1888 Aftermath, The Footprints of Our Lives. It's a play about African American people. If our places were burnt down, and we had some of the main people who have been our heroes and sheroes throughout history, that we have been given as heroes and sheroes, and we believe those people were, and they were in a town and it was burnt down, what would they have done? And that's Reconstruction 1888 Aftermath, Footprints of Our Lives. We finna be really living the 1921, except it won't be just totally look like it's directed toward the African people. It'll look like everybody simultaneously have fallen under the domino effect. In actuality, it'll just be really the African American people who have been dominated, so to where they won't be able to stand up on their own heels. Someone will have to crutch us. And we better get prepared to start getting ready to do so, and not be into one another's space as to thinking that because we in the car today that we won't be on a bike and on the bus tomorrow. You'll be on that. If racism, white male, female domination decided that the 80% that they have locked up in their communities, and you can quote Clyde Anderson on this. Go get him, he'll tell you even better than that. But this is something I ain't never heard him say. This is something I'm saying. But he quoted to you about this, just by studying some of this stuff. This is what I would say from it. If they took what they got and 80% of what they got, and they said we're gonna go back and we're gonna build another, we're gonna build you, we're gonna go back home, we're gonna fall up under this, whatever they wanna do, and they leave everything to us within 6 months, you'll be on a bike. You don't have any gas refineries, you don't refine nothing, you don't have any oil refinery, don't have anything. We will be able to hold this up no longer than 6 months with what's already left, what's left to be able, but you don't farm, you don't do nothing. We're totally dependent on this country. Now, with that, you ain't doing nothing in no car. You can't really even fix it. If it's a newer model with this stuff, they're talking about these chips now, they ain't got them no more because of all this, that, and it really plunging America and really sinking America, giving out all these funds to these big corporations and to the state, and the state want to hold back if you don't do what they say, twist your arm, give you something if you do it, and don't give it to you, and just playing. All that old stuff takes play, and if they took part into leaving America and left you in control, dealing with the chaos, and they left, you would be in trouble in 6 months, Black folks. wouldn't survive. But you don't have none. You don't have anywhere. Your hospitals would be we would be scarce when they have doctors, but you wouldn't be able to really feel it like that. You'd have people in that field, but they wouldn't be trained and really ready to go. Um, it would be a train wreck for us, um, because you haven't taken that opportunity. We haven't, not allowed. I don't like somebody allowing us to do something. I like we haven't taken that initiative to take the opportunity and say, no, you ain't finna tell us what we finna do and how we do it. You don't do that to nobody else. But then you try to go, we don't take the initiative to stand up like that. Then maybe if I would have said that, if they had decided to and they want to and they leave it to, you would be able to keep it at least 3 years. But within 4 months, the white folks left. We would all be on bicycles. We'd probably run out of that, you know, um, um, because of because we can't really take care of ourselves like that. Really, truly, we can't. Just because we can cook, what that mean? That white folk come over here and couldn't cook nothing. Nothing they couldn't do meant nothing to them because they knew they would get it when they got here because you was here for them. We, you and our ancestors, they was here for them. You ain't got us to do it. It wasn't nothing they needed to even worry about, but to wake up and make sure we done it. That was a big job for them, and it's a bigger job now to do it now. It's just they just do it with our help. That's all. That's all. Just do it with our help. We haven't taken the initiative to say, okay, let us do on our own. Not within the millennial. We have. I don't want to just quote that and thinking we haven't, because coming out of slavery, Umar Johnson would say that now we're in slavery. When we came out, we were free. When we were more free then, and about around it started around about 18. That's when we got in it, because we lost our free mind. But we went out and done a lot of stuff. I think I would go a little further in saying that I say, in the late 40s, mid 50s is when we really lost it. And so we really got enslaved in a slave institution. Because during sports, anytime you want what the other side has to offer, and that's what you accept and want, and that was dominating our people and our culture at the time. So they were really following stuff like that. We've been following entertainment. So I think that was when being accepted through the entertainment world, I think that was when we became really institutionalized, enslaved minds. But not all of us, but mainly the main great proportion of us. Well, anyway, I done ran out of time, and that's my show for today. Thanks for tuning in to the John Williams Show, brought to you in part by BPUA.